I'm tired of ceding things to the left. Like, this is now ours. No, it's not. Nothing is yours, and you all need to be defeated, categorically defeated.
What are we called? Good Taste?
Welcome back to the Good Taste.
Welcome back to the Good Taste program. I'm Chris Bedford here with Daniel Turner.
Hello.
For another awesome, it seems like I'm slow moving most often when I see you. I think you usually have an event in town.
The night before.
So you're, but you recover better. You're more responsible than me. I got back from the World Cup yesterday.
Yep.
And got on the train, and you're allowed to drink on trains.
Yeah. It was a late night for you.
And we were allowed to drink on the train home.
Yeah. So
and then it wasn't going
going.
to stop. But we got home, and the next game was on. It was like a 10 o'clock game, and Sarah wanted to stay up and watch. It was a USA game. We'd gone to see Côte d'Ivoire versus Curacao, which apparently I learned both in our hemisphere.
Yeah.
News to me. I had no idea.
They are... No.
Yeah, the Côte d'Ivoire is
it is in the northern hemisphere.
Of Greenwich.
Okay.
Shocking to me. Anyways, and actually, it turns out I'd been to Curacao and completely forgot, like on a diving trip.
Wait, Côte d'Ivoire is, but it's still another hemisphere though. It's Africa.
It's Africa. It's another continent, it's north of the equator and west of Greenwich.
So it's North America. It's northern hemisphere. Okay.
Yeah, and west of Greenwich. So
yeah,
it's there. It's kind of wild. I had no idea.
All right.
Yeah. Anyways, Sarah was watching, and I just told her I'm gonna do an ill-advised vodka soda, watch some mindless reels, and go to sleep.
Nice.
And now we're back at it.
Back at it. For $5 million, what is the capital of Côte d'Ivoire?
I don't know.
Me neither. I used to try to memorize all the world countries and continents, and I would sit there like a nerd, like a tism, and I would look at a country and try to memorize all the countries that border it. And I used to be good at it when I was a kid, but I have forgotten.
Yeah,
Africa's complicated as hell. One, because I'm not going. I haven't been. I'm not going.
Yeah, white man's graveyard.
And that area of Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana and Togo and Benin. There's so many little tiny countries that are all in a row, and
that alone was impressive.
Yeah,
if you're not on the risk board, I don't really know where you are.
Yeah,
that's it.
We want to explain what we're drinking today, since neither of us. You're slow moving. I'm sweating because that's what I do when I have a hangover. Is I sweat nonstop, even though the AC is on in here. So let's have a drink.
Yeah, let's have a drink.
Will help.
Budweiser, the king of beers.
Yes.
150 years for the 250th anniversary.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, you didn't have to open mine. It's very kind of you. I like this because this is right before 4th of July. It's probably our last one before the 4th that we can record.
Yeah.
This is thoroughly American. Cheers.
Cheers.
I should have crowned you like we used to do when we were kids.
Oh, yeah, I still do that sometimes to my wife.
Great. Oh, that was very helpful.
There's been some strange stuff that's come out of the Bud Light saga.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you are actually saying we got to reclaim it. I'm not ready.
I wanted to buy. We're just at the liquor store right now, like a lot of people on Capitol Hill at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. And I wanted to buy Bud Light because I said I am all about reclaiming what is ours. Ours being America, patriots, the right, however you want to phrase it. I was inspired by those baseball players who were forced to wear the pride hat. No, I think they've reversed that. Major League Baseball has reversed it. They were forced to wear the pride hat. They put the quote from Genesis about God's covenant and the rainbow. And they were like... They were saying, we are reclaiming this, right? You can't have this symbol.
The rainbow. It should stand for God's covenant, and it should stand for kite store. Yep. Remember, if you saw a rainbow flag, that meant kites were sold here?
It used to
Safe for children?
It used to mean, the like your Crayola box for children. It was always that. And like those players are saying, we are reclaiming our symbols. I'm sick and flipping tired of bad people co-opting. And that's what they did to Bud Light. It was one crazy marketing chick who was, and now granted she had to convince a lot of people, but she ruined what was our brand.
I don't even know how many people she had to convince.
I don't know.
To get a commemorative can done? I'm like, yeah, sure.
But I mean, my first beer in probably 7th grade, like when you would sneak out with your friends and drink, were Bud Lights.
I think mine was Red Dog.
Yeah.
Pretty gnarly.
Really?
Old beer.
Yeah. Well, you're a mass hole, right? So that's what you guys drink up there.
I haven't seen it in years.
I haven't seen it ever.
Not great. Warm, even in the fridge.
And when you're 12, Bud Light is not enjoyable, right? Beer is tough, but you're a boy. You're not going to drink a wine cooler. You're not going to drink. No one had cocktails.
It was bitter. It was good.
It was beer, but that's what you drank. So Bud Light is sentimental to a lot of guys, and the brand has been destroyed.
I'm like John Adams. I'll disown a son like that. Boom. See ya. No, don't come home.
So we got Bud instead, but reclaiming what is ours, especially going into our 250th, reclaiming what is ours, our borders, our language, our
sorry Haitians, sorry Syrians.
I know. You know,
the interviews with Stephen Miller this week saying you can't send the Haitians back to Haiti because it's dangerous, and he's like, they're Haitians.
Yeah,
they're from Haiti.
It's not dangerous for them.
It's not great, but it's also not great in Philadelphia all the time, where I just was yesterday. Another great spot for the 250th. I'd wanted to go to see the Liberty Bell. I'd wanted to go see Independence Hall, Constitution Hall. I was hopeful to do all those things. I was trying to find things to do in Philadelphia that weren't just drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
But then some of our friends ended up tagging along at the last minute, and they weren't going to go on a tourism jaunt with me, so we drank beer the whole time.
Yeah. Hopefully you can get there during this year. I had my annual board meeting there last December because I felt like it was like Advent for us. We're preparing for the 250th. So we did Philadelphia, and we did all that touristy stuff. And it is a great city. It is devastating. Again, something they've stolen from us.
So beautiful.
The left has stolen what is a great city, Philadelphia, just like they've stolen New York and L.A., but Philly especially.
There are some great male specimens in that city, too.
Yeah.
So these guys, they're like 280 pounds, fanny pack, mullet, mustache. They're there to hang out and have some beers. And I love those guys.
I know. Yeah, which is kind of like old school Boston, the outer boroughs of New York City, where I am from.
Former Democrat voters, all of them. Not anymore.
Not anymore. And a little bit lost, right? A little bit lost with what's happening. The Haitian stuff, I almost texted you, and it's something I've been thinking about to write on Substack, who also has this podcast, same channel. Some words that I've been thinking of. The temporary, in the temporary protected status. Emergency for PEPFAR, right? The president's emergency plan for AIDS relief that we've canceled. People are like, everyone is dying in Africa from AIDS. It's an emergency. Well, that was 20 years ago. So how long is something temporary? How long is something emergency? And then our beloved Mr. Obama, who gave us DACA, and the D is deferred. Deferred for when? So how long is something deferred? How long is something emergency? How long is something temporary?
Yeah.
And those are three words that the left, again, co-opted and shoved policy. PEPFAR. We can talk about AIDS policy till we're blue in what's more boring than AIDS policy? The emergency was 20 years ago, Bedford.
Have you seen the original press conference where it came up in the Reagan White House?
Yeah.
And the press secretary just keeps on insinuating that the reporter has something to worry about.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you worried about AIDS? And everyone in the room laughs at him.
Yeah.
That was pretty grim.
That was the 80s. That was the 80s. But when Bush implemented it, and we can talk about whether or not it was a good idea or whether it was kind. America is always kind. We sometimes our kindness is used against us, and we do dumb things.
Often.
But it was a kind and generous gesture, just like taking in 300,000 Haitians after their earthquake was kind and generous. But it was temporary, just like the emergency.
Nothing more permanent than a temporary government program. Isn't that a Reagan quote?
That is a Reagan quote. Yeah. If it's 2026 and you're still worried about the AIDS emergency in Africa, you got a bigger problem, right? Like there's no emergency anymore. This is thoroughly preventable.
Sorry, Bono's going to have to throw more concerts.
Thoroughly
He's going to have to do more shows.
So the temporary status and the deferred for the children,
Should we do another We Are the World concert?
The guys, I've written about that a ton. That's one of my favorite things to make fun of.
Waylon Jennings just walking out of it.
Waylon,
like I'm not at 3 a.m. He's like, I'm not no good old boy singing Swahili.
Yeah, this good old boy is swinging Swahili, and he takes off and you hear someone yell like, "We lost Waylon." It was great.
I think was it George Harrison or someone was talking to him later. This just came out in a documentary about the making of that, and he admitted to Waylon, he's like, everybody wished that they had the guts you had.
Yeah.
They'd been recording since like 9 a.m. It was now 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Someone had introduced, like, why don't we do a verse in Swahili?
It was Stevie Wonder. It was like, let's do a verse in Swahili. And then finally someone was like, they don't even speak Swahili in Ethiopia.
Ray Charles was furious. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? Swahili. And then they just decided that, one, this was not a message to the people who were starving to death.
No.
It's like this was for other people to pay attention. So it didn't actually need to be in Swahili. Also, there was a lot of different languages spoken in Africa. There's not just like, well, it's Swahili.
Yeah.
It's the African name. It's like when people were trying to show their solidarity with Black Lives Matter by wearing like the colored cloaks of a slaving tribe. It's like, oh, that's... I know it seems cool, but those guys were pretty tough.
Yeah.
Tough dudes.
And those colors aren't even necessary. It's like when people wear a kilt and they're like, well, this is Scottish. It's like, well, I mean, in the large sense, it's Scottish, but that is one particular clan.
That kilt kills that kilt,
yeah.
kills that kilt.
And you can't, so that was the best. The Kente cloth, when they all knelt, and there's that famous photo of all the Democrats, and I think it's the Hart building atrium, and they're all taking
Schumer
a
and
knee,
Pelosi,
their hands down.
They're like trying to recreate that famous Olympic photo of the Black Power salute, but they're just a bunch of octogenarian white libs.
Some of them are still on the ground; they can't get up yet. Some of them still are trying to get lifted.
I can't listen to Toto's Africa without imagining that picture. It just kind of comes right to my mind. I like the song, but tell me about the winds down in Africa. But now every time I hear it, I remember that image. It's perfect.
Yeah. And that rescinding those programs is a lot of what drinking the Budweiser is about, like reclaiming what is ours. When that includes the purse,
You can't be too hard on Budweiser too. I mean, lots of guys, it's like you got a brother who's a little weird.
Yeah.
And Budweiser's benefited from this because I'm a Budweiser drinker, Bud heavy, and used to not be able to get it at most bars.
Now you can get it
Bud Light's
everywhere.
tanked.
Yeah.
So now you can get Budweiser at a lot more places. And a strange thing's happened. Like since Bud Light has fallen, it was briefly Modelo was the top beer in the country. Now it's Michelob Ultra, which is unintended consequences. We've replaced Bud Light with an undeniably gayer beer. Because Bud Light did one gay thing ever, kind of.
Where was I recently that all the beers were Mick Ultra?
The World Cup is like the big sponsor.
Oh, is it the Nats game? I think it was all Mick Ultra. And I remember thinking like, that used not be a common, and now it's everywhere.
It's a girl beer. Yeah. Or like a guy whose wife told him, like, you really need to get rid of that belly.
Or you got to sober up because you have to drive home. So it's like, let me switch to beer so that I can drive at the end of
It
this
used to be the
barbecue.
beer of the gay parade, just before Bud Light became the sponsor years ago. And I remember talking to a friend who'd just gotten back from the parade and said, he's like, there was about to be a riot. You know how many extra calories and carbohydrates are in Bud Light? You couldn't get a Mick Ultra anywhere. Well, be grateful for your friends, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I saw you post at the World Cup with a cocktail that was not Mick Ultra. Talk about a gay drink, Mr. Bedford. And I gave you some flack on our group thread because I said, we've talked about this on the podcast. That's allowed for a guy when you're on the beach in the Caribbean. Right, like not. I guess baseball stadiums.
Post the picture.
Baseball stadiums may be able to count, but that was. I am. Well, you're old now. You had your big 4-0. Happy birthday to Mr. Bedford. So now that you're older, you're more secure in your sexuality.
I was not. It turns out
to have a super gay, fruity mango.
I got up to the drink stand. I've been hammering Philadelphia and Pennsylvania beers all day by the pitcher out of like glasses that were supposed to be cold, but were not.
Yeah.
I was all filled on beer. I'd had a cheesesteak, and I get up, and they've got this half yard of mango margarita that looks really refreshing. I'm not drinking any water at all.
No.
None.
Oh, yeah. The beer was the water.
And I'm like, that sounds great, so I get it. It's like that and one drink for my life. It's like $52. I'm like, oh, man, there's definitely not enough alcohol in this. And I was still feeling like pretty good about the decision, cold, refreshing beverage, until I had to squeeze back past all the Cote d'Ivoire fans into my section, and I realized I'd lost all credit.
Yes.
Like I no longer there's no respect for
all
this
credibility,
guy, and I deserve it.
Yeah,
look at this, just joker.
Tell people you're from Scotland. That's why you just lie about your nationality.
Excuse me. I'm actually European.
I'm Canadian. No, it looked like it was a good time. I love what the World Cup has done. So many people have posted that Europeans visiting the World Cup are happier to be in America than liberals are, and there's a lot of truth to that. I saw some of the guys who have gone really viral were in DC for. Is there a match nearby? Maybe it's the Philadelphia, or maybe they're just here, and a bunch of them met.
No matches in DC.
They met
Philly, New York.
The president was at his kickoff to the World's Fair on the Great American Fair on the Mall.
I'll be there Monday. And
a bunch of them got backstage. Now, kudos to the White House social media team that they saw they were there and brought them in, because now you've got these guys that are pretty viral posters. It's all about how much they love the country, and now they're meeting the president. And it is remarkable to see how happy they are, and you contrast that to the Seth Moultons and the Dan Goldmans and the Chuck Schumers and the AOCs and all the people who just won these elections in New York, the primary.
Not Goldman.
They're just so angry and bitter and resentful, and we will. You know what cracks me up is the lack of civics knowledge. One of the chicks who won the commies up there,
Like an open communist.
Open communist was like, now that, after this election, we are going to free Palestine. And I wanted to say, even if you win, and you'll win, she's the right, like, how do you think you are going to free Palestine? You're like a freshman Democrat member of Congress. Remember when AOC was elected? She was like, once I'm there, I am going to sign laws, all day I'm going to sign laws. And I remember thinking, you don't know what a congressperson does. You're going to sign laws? What the? You're genuinely ignorant of what your job is. So this chick is running saying we are going to free Palestine. And
you should watch Schoolhouse Rock first.
You're not even going to find your way to the congressional from your office to the representatives chamber without getting lost, and the subways. And then you're going to sit there and be like, I would like to shut up, freshman. You don't have any authority to speak. Like, I'm going to introduce a legislation. Johnson's going to. You're a member of Congress, but the fact that she thinks we are going to free Palestine. First of all, Palestine doesn't even exist.
The whole argument I see in the primaries in New York between the AIPAC people and the anti-AIPAC people, what's so strange about it to me? Because, I mean, obviously the AIPAC people, a lot of them have their number one interest is another country.
Yeah.
At least as far as operations around AIPAC go, which I can see finding irritating if you're a constituent. But what's strange is the anti-AIPAC people are not coming at it like, you should be more concerned with America. They're saying you should be on Palestine's side.
Yeah. They're just as concerned.
Like, is there anyone running for office who's concerned about the decline of New York City?
Yeah.
Is there anyone concerned about the constituents or jobs here?
Yeah.
Or the ability of the middle class to survive the next 20 years?
Imagine living
Or is it just about these other two countries that, by the way, Congress is not going to figure it out?
You live in this government-run housing. Your kids go to school where they're functionally retarded because the teachers are all retarded because nothing gets taught, right?
We're not hard enough on teachers.
The school is an absolute disaster. You're on Medicare. Your subways are dangerous. Your streets you're garbage everywhere. And your debate is about Israel and Palestine. And there's got to be a couple of them, I would think, but they didn't come out and vote. There's got to be a couple people sitting there saying, hey, can we just get back and talk about East Williamsburg, right? Like, can we get back and talk about our neighborhood and what we need from D.C.? I mean, AOC...
It's also fake.
It is. I mean, I will give her some credit when she was running, 10 years ago against Joe Crowley, who was a big, powerful... He was the second-ranking Democrat at the time. She did talk about... Now, they weren't federal issues, but she talked about subways, garbage... Right, she tried to make it an issue about the people. Now she doesn't care about any of that crap. Now
well, it's a lot harder.
That's
what Donald Trump's found.
Yeah,
I think Tucker was correct when he pointed out it's a lot easier to bomb other countries than it is to fix Chicago.
Yeah,
and politicians find that they don't want to talk about it at all. It's extremely irritating, and it's all virtue signaling. You see it in the GOP side all the time. If you see a congressman talking about the need to defend Taiwan,
yeah.
They're not serious about the China issue, for example.
No.
If you're actually worried about the China threat, as opposed to talking about this distant conflict that may happen tomorrow, may happen in 10 years, may never happen, and all the things that you're going to do, which you're not going to do when it actually happens, how about you reshore American industrial capacity? Mm-hmm. All we'd have to do to defeat China is pull out of the range of their missiles with our Navy, tell everyone in that sphere, listen, you're going to have to figure this out yourself, and we're no longer trading with China.
Yeah.
And they'd collapse or have to start a war pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If you're talking about Taiwan, you're not serious. If you're talking about Israel-Palestine as a member of Congress, you're not serious about fixing the issues here.
No.
It's all just like
it's a great point. It is. It's an absolute fantastic point. And there are serious things we could do if we considered China a real threat to Taiwan, which it is, but there are things you could do as a member of Congress, but they don't. There are lots of things Congress people can do. Freeing Palestine is not one, because first of all, it doesn't exist, right? But freeing Palestine is
even
not
less
something,
so now too.
Yeah,
it's just in a pretty rough shape. I hear.
We're going to abolish ICE. You as a member of Congress are going to abolish ICE. Like we're going to abolish. It's the rhetoric is so boring at this point. Speaking of Chicago, talking about retarded people, did you see it was Juneteenth weekend? Tragically, 40 shot, I think it was 22 killed, and one good reporter asked the mayor about what happened this weekend, and he blamed Richard Nixon. Did you see that press conference?
No.
He blamed Richard Nixon about, this country has never taken Black lives seriously, Black death seriously, starting with Richard Nixon. There was a time in his administration, and you're like, I'm sorry, did you back to that's why he's not guilty. You know, he's the one who's we're gonna stand up to Taiwan. He's like, I am gonna protect the city of Chicago, but Richard Nixon won't let me. There are things you can do as the mayor, but you got to get your hands dirty.
It was such a weird picture in Chicago. You got 40-something shootings. It's Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, brutal.
And the mayor is tweeting about transgender children.
What was the phrase he made up that everyone was like, what? Transfemicide. There's a transfemicide crisis.
What is that?
Which I don't know.
Is that the end of lesbians and the replacement with trans? Because that happened for a bit, but I think they're back.
Men who become women who then get killed by somebody, and this was a crisis. And yet someone pointed out there hasn't been one killed in Chicago this year. But what's this crisis? And again, like these are your constituents.
That was always a fake.
Poor young black people in Chicago, Brandon Johnson, they're the ones who put you in office, hoping you could make life a little better. Same with all these communists that just elected in New York. They put you in office hoping you could maybe make life a little better. But what are you going to do? We're gonna free Palestine.
And how much of those voters are
clean up the rats?
Yeah, do something about that. You know, so Sarah, we were leaving for the game yesterday, and Sarah grabbed a Made in America red trucker cap.
Oh, this helps quite a bit. Sorry.
45-47 on the side.
Oh, good for her.
It's very clearly what it is, but it's also not super clear. But it's the red cap. I told her has replaced the Mickey Mouse ears. It's probably the most recognizable hat in the country.
Yeah,
and
you talk about that in your book from 10 years ago. It's one of the opening things of how no one's supposed to wear a hat. And here's this guy who's running for office, and the first thing he does is he puts on a big red hat, and how it worked. Sorry.
But I was worried about how it had changed because I got attacked in New York. I put one on the day after the election. Before Trump got elected in 2016, it was kind of a joke. If you wore a red hat, like I remember we left a restaurant, and this woman stopped us and asked Tucker, not recognizing him, can you take a picture of me with this guy with the hat on?
Wow.
So my buddy Kevin's got a picture of Tucker photographing us for some tourists. People thought it wasn't threatening.
Yeah.
The day after he was elected, we'd worked until 3 a.m. We were getting on an early morning train. I was exhausted, and I had it on, and I got physically attacked in the street by a woman who knocked my glasses off and tried to grab the hat, and then a mob formed around us, and it was like a very sudden shift to this hat is you will now be attacked in public for wearing this.
She was at the Javits Center the night before, and she was very unhappy.
Yeah, I was there too. It was wonderful. But I told Sarah, it's like, don't wear that hat. I'm embarrassed to say that, but I said, listen, I'm going to be drinking beer all day. Someone's going to say something obnoxious to you, and I'm going to hit them.
Yeah.
Somebody pushes you, I'm going to push him back in the head with a closed fist.
Yeah.
But she wanted to. She said it's going to be fine, and it was.
Good.
We got a couple of nice compliments. People said, nice hat. And there was one time we were getting off the subway. It's really uncomfortable to leave a World Cup game. It's just sweaty. It's crowded. It's cramped. You're getting on this train. And this one woman starts screaming the F word and calling her a maggot. And from down the stairs, pointing at her, trying to get a mob going. And she was an unattractive and overweight, unhappy-looking person.
Yeah.
And no one... I just looked at her and laughed, and Sarah laughed at her. We were at the top of the stairs. She was very imperial French, like, ha, 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 ha. And everyone else just ignored her, like, oh, man, she's a weirdo.
Good.
And I was happy. It seemed like, all right, we're in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
In a soccer crowd, it's very international. You can have people from all walks of life. The guy with the mullet, as well as the guy with the doctorate who teaches at the university, as well as foreigners from all over the world. And no one cared.
Yeah.
It was just a politics hat. My boy wore it to baseball camp, and I was thinking, I'm like so scarred by it. My experiences. I was like, my kid, they're gonna make him take off his baseball cap, pack another one in the backpack. And the coach just said, "Cool hat."
Good coach.
Yeah, it was like a little Catholic high school baseball camp, and they didn't care at all.
You know, and that's the reaction you want because you're at the World Cup, and there were probably lots of rival paraphernalia. There were rival jerseys.
There were rival clans. There were tribes that kill each other, all celebrating.
if you're wearing your Ghana jersey and you see someone from the Togo, you know, you just walk past you may say something, but you know, it's like when I wear a Yankee jersey, you know, and there's a Red Sox game, and you hear the Boston guys be like, but we don't really come to blows.
No, we're teasing.
You just and that's the way it should be with the MAGA hat.
I saw German jerseys. I wore a USA jersey. I saw a huge amount of Ivory Coast jerseys on normal looking white people. I made me wonder what their business was. I'm like, so do you sell weapons? Do you sell ivory? Do you sell like what are they? What business do you have that you've dressed your entire family in Cote d'Ivoire jerseys and boarded the train? Like you have an attachment to this country.
Yeah,
I've never been. Sounds nice. Although you got to be careful. Like if you're an African country that's been named by the French, you probably had a rough go of it.
You probably had a rough go of it.
Or
and
the Dutch or
there's
something.
a warlord who you are indebted to, and these are all the countries where
The French were mean to the countries they got to.
They were not, and they still are.
They pretend. The Dutch and the Belgians too. They always pretend that they're real chill, but they were really not chill for a very, very long time. And Curacao is Dutch, so they had a bunch of Dutch players too. It was interesting to see.
Okay,
soccer
great baseball
is so
players.
new to me.
I'm surprised. Baseball is their big sport. We have so many Curacao players, but I guess they play soccer too.
Well, they are the worst team in the league.
Oh, okay.
But they had one player who I don't know much about soccer. He stood out, and I said, "Who the heck is that guy? He's so much faster and so much better." And it turned out he plays for Manchester United.
Oh,
like soccer is just. It's been interesting coming from watching American football, watching rugby, watching baseball. Just how unbelievably international this sport is. And I'm not a globalist, anything like that. I don't like the United Nations very much. Being there was awesome. It actually was exactly like you said. Different jerseys, different traditions, different music, in a place where everyone comes together, celebrates, and then, by the way, go home. Yeah. Then they leave.
That's the best part.
It's a short visit.
That's the best part. I've seen so many people post like these immigrants experiencing Donald Trump is denigrating immigrants, and yet we have all these immigrants coming here, and it's like, no, they are tourists. They are coming here. They will spend their money, and they will go home when this is all done. And that is the benefit of tourism, right? That's one of the positive things of tourism is that you let people experience your culture, spend their money, you pay for your hotels and your et cetera, and then they go home and they say, I had such a nice time there. Right?
What's that line with Joe Pesci and The Good Shepherd? He's being offensive. He's yelling at Matt Damon. He's saying, I don't understand you wasps, you white people. We got our food. These guys got their music. These guys got this. What do you have? And Matt Damon says, we have America. Everyone else is just visiting. It's like 1950s Yale, Skull and Bones, CIA. Not a kind of conversation you'd normally see nowadays between government agents and mobsters, but a funny movie.
No. Well, now those industries, those agencies are all. They're not run by WASPs anymore. They're run by just flat out communists infiltrated by foreigners, and the amount of foreigners who have, and again, no problem with people immigrating here legally, and if we give them citizenship, but the amount of people who have tremendous power. I was flipping out that the one judge who reversed President Trump's policy on ICE detainments in courts or something like that, and like she became American 7 years ago.
How are you a judge?
Like you're a judge?
It seems hard to be. It seems like a hard track to accomplish.
That's of course an Obama appointee. Her name is Sparkle Sanukaranian. She's half Indian, half Toboggan, Trinidadian and Toboggan. And,
wow,
and she,
that strike that from the record, please, Mr. Stafford.
And she's 7 years into being an American, and now she has the power to shut down the president's agenda. No, I don't think the president's allowed to do that. It will get overturned by a higher court. But
we have a strange thing with judges in this country.
It's remarkable.
They've become very activist judges. When that first started happening, I wasn't really paying attention. It didn't seem like a major issue. I mean, I used to think I was very grateful that we don't have the judicial system you see in Spain, where the judges are the prosecutors.
Yeah.
But now we have that.
We do.
And it's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's not part of our traditional system. But everybody uses it. Because when Obama's in office, Republicans run to their judges. And when Trump's in office, Democrats run to their judges. And everybody's doing injunctions and stopping this. And Democrats are significantly better at this than Republicans. But that's why they'll never use it, because it's something they can use to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Like that judge in Hawaii who said you're not allowed to do a ban on different countries sending people here because it could impact a college in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Why?
Nonsense.
It's complete nonsense.
A big Hawaii loss was they overturned a gun measure there on the last Supreme Court verdicts, which was great. The Hawaii tried to pass a law that you're allowed to carry your concealed carry, right? Of course, we're not going to infringe upon that, but you can't bring it on private property that's open to the public unless you have prior written consent. And you're like, well, that's kind of confusing. Like if I bring it to Chris Bedford's house, the law says Chris Bedford can be like, hey, buddy, you can't bring your gun into my house, private property. But your house isn't open to the public. If I go to the Exxon Mobil to fill up my car, it's private property that's not open to the public. If I have my concealed carry, whoa, you didn't get Exxon's permission, so now you're under arrest and your gun is confiscated. And you're like, how the hell am I able to ever get pre-written authorization? And so that was the rule in Hawaii. Again, these backdoor, because they're all just a bunch of cowards. No one's going to pass a law that says we hate guns, we don't want you to have them, like we're doing here in Virginia. They're going to try these back channel machinations of bastardizing language, and the Supreme Court overthrow it, minus the big three, of course, Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson Brown. But just remarkable, like this, the judges just pushing all of this nonsense. The big one we're waiting for is next week as we head to 4th of July, which is going
to be so disappointing.
The birth. I can't. I am already getting ready to be disappointed. I know it's going to be disappointed. How any justice can say, yeah, we know there are 30,000 Chinese that send people every year to Guam to get their child born and to become an American,
or doing open surrogacy in California.
And that's what our founders intended.
That is what they intended.
And I just hope I'm wrong. We know how the big three are going to rule.
You know how Roberts goes on this, though. He all he cares about is keeping, like, the court's the only institution left in the country that has a decent approval. It's probably declined dramatically with Democrats since the decision on abortion, but he always wants to keep them. So he's going to give a bunch of decisions that are pro Donald Trump, and then he's going to do this last one and just try to even it out.
Yep.
And it's going to be bad for the future of the country. My wife was saying that there's some criticism of the administration, like how they went at it. Like maybe they should have been more tailored, more narrow, like just go at surrogacy. Like, how about we start with, if neither of your parents are here, then you're not a U.S. citizen when you're born.
Yeah.
And how about we start with that and get that in and then chip away. Hindsight is 2020. So who knows? But I'm just not expecting a great decision.
I hope we're all wrong. I don't, again, not having gone to law school or risen to the ranks of the Supreme Court, if you are not here legally, then how can your offspring suddenly magically get legal status just because they're born here? If everything is illicit from the beginning, then it just breeds illicity, and this is all illicit. But they'll find a reason, and the Democrats will applaud this. And Roberts, you're right. Roberts will say, "See, everyone loves the courts."
It's Napoleonic. This thing, the jus soleil, right of soil. The French Republic was the first to say you're a citizen of exactly where you were born, and so it's pretended to be like a very egalitarian thing. They'd go, and by the way, the Côte d'Ivoire, you could hear it in the national anthem, the egalitarity, fraternity, liberté. And I was like, oh, this is so colonial, this national anthem. But but Napoleon was actually up to something. He's like, it's good news. Everyone I've come to, everyone I've conquered, you're now French. Yeah. And you're drafted. Yeah. That was why. It was, I need more troops, and I can't have foreign troops. Yeah. But if I make the world France, then it's all French army.
Then we're all big French army. So that's what we have to do.
We're going to Moscow!
So then the children of illegal aliens automatically get conscripted into the military at 18. They don't have a choice. That is your birthright citizenship. So you've been granted that. We're going to follow Napoleon's
Then you can have
rule.
like Canada. It's got like an Indian military now.
And off we go.
Commonwealth has come like full swing, the Indian military.
And then when we want to free Palestine, we send that faction of the military over there to free Palestine. And that's how it works. The Heritage American Army will do other things, but this faction of
what an awful deployment that would be. Like if you have your marching orders from Congressman AOC, you're going to free Palestine. You're looking around like,
that's what the Congress decided.
I've seen it on TV. It looks like Iraq, but they ain't more dangerous.
Show me where on the map this Palestine is. Like just point to the region, and it's like, oh, you just really want to destroy Israel. I mean, just say it. I'd have so much more respect for you if you were just flat out like...
They are saying it more and more.
Well, now they are.
From the river to the sea?
Yeah.
That's not cutting around.
The guy who beat Dan Goldman, and we should be wrapping up, but I'll have to end with this. I did tweet it, and it was a nasty tweet, but I felt it in my heart. And I had to say it. The guy who beat Dan Goldman, also Jewish, Brad Ladner, was at a mosque praying the Muslim prayers with them, talking about how we had to win this because we will work together because there is no Israel without a free Palestine. And I thought, I would rather be dead than go to some foreign church that is not my own and pray their heathen prayers begging for votes. Like, I can say some Jewish prayers because Jewish prayers are just Old Testament, to an extent. There are certain prayers I wouldn't say.
I can say assalamu alaikum, brother.
But I'm not going to say I'm not going to go to a Hindu temple and offer incense. Solomon did that. Really pissed off God. Really, really made him mad. I'm not going to offer incense. And to think like I would rather not win an election than offer prayers to some, especially as a Jew in a mosque where they hate you.
And I would respect that too. I mean, if a Muslim guy is running for a office in my town, I don't need him to go to Catholic church.
I don't want him.
That's fine.
You can come and sit. Catholic church is open.
You can do that. I'm not going to go worship your church, your mosque. You don't need to. Like, you're welcome to if you want to convert.
John Ossoff went to one of the big black mega churches in Atlanta, also blasting Mike Collins. And like, this is the election. And I thought, imagine some poor black woman just trying to go to church on Sunday, and you got to listen to gay Trudeau. like talk about Mike Collins. Like, this is my homily, Reverend. Where's my pastor? I'm trying to praise the Lord, right, in my church, and this is what I have to deal with because we're Democrat. F you guys. I am
envious of it guys. Though. I wish that there was like a network of church. Well, if there was a network of churches and the FBI investigated it.
Yes,
it's called the Trad Catholics.
Joe Biden said they were domestic terrorists.
I bet, right? My conspiracy theory on that, it's like, how dare the FBI say that these guys are secessionists? And it's like, where'd they get that from? It's like, probably the bishop.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, Cardinal Supich called them up. It's like, you got to investigate these dudes.
Yeah.
And then the Pope's like, take care of that issue for me. What are they doing? An old liturgy. Yeah. And, I mean... there's no way the FBI is more suspicious of the domestic terrorists at the Latin Mass than their own bishop is.
Funny way to end. We may have to drink a couple more of these before I drive home.
I might go get some. I got this for the first time this week.
This was great.
Female company ownership oysters. I don't know why. I was at a really nice club.
Graham Plattner's Oyster Farm?
No, but I wonder if those are good. He doesn't get a lot of oysters, though. He's not a very good oyster farmer.
He's not a very good oyster farmer. A female-run, where is it? In Maryland?
It's in Virginia.
Okay.
So I was immediately bummed at that. Because Virginia oysters, you shouldn't really be eating at this late.
Not this time of the year, no.
So when they brought it was a really nice club, brought the raw bar, and they came out to put down the oysters my buddy ordered. And I said, where are these from? And he said, it's a female-owned and operated company. And I said, okay, that's not what I asked. What state are they from?
They have a briny aftertaste.
They're from the East Coast. Which state? So you're not trying to tell me they're from Virginia. They were actually good. And at the moment I was thinking, why'd you tell me that? I also do think at least, oyster farming is hard.
Yeah.
So if these chicks want to go out there in the boats, pulling up the cages, it's like, kind of need more of that.
Yeah.
A little more like, not just, hey, women should enter the workforce where, as the CEOs of tech companies.
Yeah.
It's like, how about middle management? How about laying road? How about oyster farming?
Yeah.
I know it's not the hardest fishing job at all, but it's difficult. It's not easy. It's a hard day's work. So I'd like more. I'd like to see some more of that. That's a good thing.
More of that and less in Congress would be ideal, and on the courts. That would be
emotional.
That would be fantastic. It's that Margaret Thatcher line. I will have no women in my cabinet because they are too emotional. And she was a woman.
She was not an emotional woman.
And she was not an emotional woman.
I sometimes imagine what it must be like to be her husband.
Yeah.
Just this kind of quiet. It's like being who's the great country music singer? She sang
Tammy Wynette?
No, she's still alive.
Winona Judd?
Well, she's got some big ones.
Dolly Parton?
Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah.
Her husband operates in a similar frame of mind, I think, to Margaret Thatcher's husband. I know he just passed away, but he's like just a quiet guy.
Yeah.
Does not want to be in the limelight. Got a total alpha wife.
Yep.
It must be a little bit strange, though, to be married to the prime minister.
But he had the best life in the world because no one knows what he looks like. He's worth $1 billion, and he didn't care about the limelight. So what a nice life. Like
Like,
I
would
would
you
like to
marry
be
Oprah Winfrey?
I would
just
like
be the quiet Oprah Winfrey husband.
It's just, the farm I could have, the animals I could raise, the traveling you could do.
Oh,
on
you're
a private
working this
jet.
week? I'm going to go to the house in France.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to Lyon with Bedford because it's it's foie gras
Let
season.
your girls have your girl time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most guys would probably beat Oprah Winfrey's house husband.
I would in a heartbeat. Speaking of oysters, we'll have to do this guys trip. Well, it's not going to ever happen because now you got newborns and you're going to keep having them.
We'll just do it when we're old.
But the
The
Normandy,
guys from Top Gear.
the Normandy trip, because Normandy has very famous oysters, and I do got to do the Band
Yeah,
of
the
Brothers
Brittany
tour.
oysters.
I got to do the Band of Brothers tour eventually.
I want to do a trip from
really
London
do.
down the southern coast of England to all the different places that are rumored to be King Arthur's castle.
Yeah.
Then take a boat to Normandy, get some oysters, see the beach, go to the museum, and fly home from Paris.
Yeah.
And stay at the Ritz. Start in the Ritz London, stay at the Ritz, not the Ritz Carlton, the Ritz.
The Ritz London.
London and Paris.
Well, you just added $2,000 a night to my trip.
No, so like this is the dream trip. Like
Yeah.
Sarah's dream trip is to do the Sun Also Rises
Through Spain.
Hemingway trip down through
Okay.
Spain, from
Yeah.
Paris through Spain. So we have to these are trips when the kids are gone.
Yeah.
We're like, see ya, no forwarding address. I'll come back and I'll catch up with you when you got some grandkids.
Tell Sarah, Turner, and I, and a couple of our buddies are gonna go to the Ritz in London for a few days.
The only oysters I ever had that beat the Brittany that are as good as the Brittany oysters, Chesapeake. And it's not the farm raised oysters.
Okay.
It's not. It's the wild ones. You have to
Yeah.
get diver cut. Very few places you can get them, but those are for Chesapeake oysters. They are unreal.
Okay.
Keep an eye out next time you're diving the Chesapeake.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you see an oyster,
Exactly. Hopefully, we'll do that soon. But this was a good time. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Happy 250 America. God bless. I'm going to try to see fireworks on the mall. Me and 4 million other people.
You're gonna do that?
But it's you got to. It's one.
you don't.
Yeah, it's one
No, you
shot
don't.
deal. 850,000 fireworks going off at once. I got to see what it looks like.
I'm gonna watch from Old Town.
So that's pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, I could see it.
Yeah.
Fireworks, because we're in a visual world, aren't impressive visually anymore. You have to be close enough to feel it in your
Yeah.
chest. But I hate traffic,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna watch it visually with the
know.
kids, and I'm gonna get them home.
Good. God bless you. God bless the family. God bless America. God bless our listeners. All three of them.
And let's have another.
Amen. Thanks. See ya. We didn't say anything too offensive.
I'm sure. No, it's fine.